to this week's Pick a Card. This is a timeless reading, so no matter when you picked on this video, it will apply to your life in the next 3 months. So this is a reading all about your career, what is coming in the next 3 months, what should you be paying attention to in the next 3 months for your career and your career related decisions. So we have 3 piles. We have pile 1 with this howlite, we have pile 2 with this lepidolite, and we have pile 3 with the moonstone. So each pile got like really specific different messages, so I'm really excited for you to see what your reading says. Before you pick, if you haven't picked already, we will do 3 deep breaths, and then you can choose which pile you are thinking of. And before we do those breaths, I'm just gonna ask you to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and then yeah, we will start getting into this. So let's do our 3 deep breaths. Okay, pile 3. Pile 3. Okay, all you 3 piles. Go ahead and pick what pile you want, and I will see you there. Hello everyone, and welcome to your Pick a Card reading for your career in the next 90 days. If you chose group 1 or this lovely howlite, then this is the reading for you. So we're just going to try to get some general guidance on what is coming for you in your career in the next 90 days. Just to see what's cooking for everyone. I'm hoping to get about 5 tarot cards, and then I have a bunch of oracle decks we'll be pulling from. And hopefully this will get us a lot of information. Is a card, so okay. So the first thing that fell out was the Queen of Pentacles, which in a career reading, that's, really nice to see. I think you're going to be finding a lot of comfort in your career in the next 90 days, feeling a lot more confident, and probably taking on a little bit more responsibility or a leader role. I see you doing this with a very soft touch, very gentle touch, like nothing too crazy. With this Queen of Pentacles, I think this is something you've been working on for a while, and you're finally getting recognized for it in your career. And then we also have it paired with the King of Wands. So definitely some leadership role taking place here. I think your ideas are going to get listened to a lot more. People are going to start seeing, the practical side as well as the, very, very creative side. I think you're going to feel very confident in the ideas that you're coming up with and the energy that you're putting out into your career. With the 7 of Cups, so if you're looking to kind of change jobs or change roles right now, you might be feeling really overwhelmed with, like, you might be feeling dissatisfied with where you're at right now, but you don't know where you want to go, and you're feeling very overwhelmed about all the choices going with that. So definitely leaning into this energy, leaning into just the expertise that you have. Even if you want to change things, everything you've learned so far is going to be helpful no matter what, no matter like where you're going or what you're doing. You've learned skills that even just learning a skill is a skill, if that makes sense. Just being able to learn something that you can take with you no matter where you're going. If it's just like you're changing positions, or you're like changing your entire job, or whatever it is, there's no need to feel super overwhelmed by this situation, because I'm seeing a lot of just like confidence and just great ideas, and I feel like you're a very steady person in your career. People can trust you. I do think it's very interesting that we got the Queen of Pentacles upright, but we got the Queen of Wands in reverse. So that connection to me is telling me that you probably feel a little less confident communicating with people and connecting with people at your career. You're feeling less confident of speaking up when it is your turn, unless it's something you feel really, really comfortable in. Yeah, so when it's something you feel very comfortable and confident in, it's something that you have a lot of experience in. You don't really have an issue branching out in that area, but getting a little more creative and speaking on things that maybe you aren't 100% certain in, that has a little bit of a hesitation to it for you. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, also in reverse. So I think the next 90 days, 3 months, whatever, I almost forgot my number, but the next 90 days for you career-wise is going to be very focused on you and what you bring to the table, and not getting too overwhelmed with like everything you can offer people. Don't get too wrapped up in that idea, because you can offer so much and you've proven that, but the issue is right now that you aren't comfortable with branching out of that. You aren't comfortable offering ideas or advice on subjects that maybe you aren't 100% confident in. And so within that, you have to become like, go a little inward. Stop giving everything away, so you still have some stuff to look to and realize that, like, you know what, I'm not an expert on that, but I do have this really great idea. And so it's just becoming an expert in your ideas, not necessarily in specifically what you're in. And I think that'll also help you decide what it is you actually want to do to make yourself happy and like make yourself happy in this career. You don't have to, continuously sacrifice yourself for this career. I think there's definitely an option here for you to feel comfortable in all aspects of it, while also like being comfortable to share all your big ideas and everything. So very interesting. I'm seeing maybe not the tiniest. I think there definitely could be a shift in your career in the next 90 days, but I think the shift is mostly going to come from within you. It's going to be a lot of confidence gaining in the next 90 days, because with the Queen of Wands in reverse, King of Wands upright, I think that's the King of Wands is what you're striving for. And you currently feel like the Queen of Wands in reverse. So you just like, you feel like not second tier, but you just feel like you aren't living up to your own potential right now. And yeah, the next 90 days are going to be really interesting and help you address that within yourself, and help you address like where your energy is the best and like where it helps the most, where it's needed the most. So yeah, I'm seeing a very not like too exciting, but a lot of like you looking inner for the next 90 days about like what you really want from your career and what you have to offer your career, and like just settling in this place of just comfort and feeling more confident. It's very exciting to see. So we'll start with the Oracle cards now. I'm going to start with this affirmation deck that I absolutely adore. It's just a gorgeous deck, and okay, perfect first card for career reading. So we have, I am capable. Obstacles are only as large as I believe them to be. I can achieve anything I desire with comfort and ease. I have all the necessary tools to reach my goals. When I lead with positivity and love, helpful people show up and aid my endeavors. I am capable. That's so beautiful, and that's so perfect for this reading, I think the first line of obstacles are only as large as I believe them to be is definitely referring to this Seven of Cups energy, like just feeling overwhelmed and not feeling like you know exactly where you want to go or what you want to do. You know, that can be as big as a problem as you decide it is. You don't have to tackle all of that at once. You just need to start with, well, what do I like to do? And where do I feel most confident? And where do I want to start feeling more confident? Where do I want to start offering my advice and my expertise? And like from there, we're already like 5 steps down the road to you realizing, oh, this is where I want to be and this is what I want to be doing. And leading with positivity and love, that's definitely Queen of Pentacles energy. So yes, I really like this affirmation for you, Group 1. I hope that you like it too, because yeah, I think just knowing that you're capable of whatever you want to do and be, and you're allowed to keep some of that energy for yourself to like really push yourself forward and not everyone else. I think that's a really great message for you, Group 1. This next 3 months are really about you coming into your own and not feeling bad about it and not feeling guilty for it. Now we're going to get a flower card. Message doesn't want to fall right now. That's way too many messages to fall. Oh, there we go. Okay. Understanding. The Night Blooming Series. Okay. So I'm going to look this one up in the book, but I'm also going to read it a little intuitively as well. So with this understanding, I think this is talking about you coming to an understanding about what you want, and also becoming a little more understanding about what people need from you and what you're willing to offer them. Because maybe there needs to be a little more communication about, like, you're okay with doing favors for people and you're okay with doing some stuff, but there needs to be some boundaries in what you're performing. So let's see what this book has to say about this card. This flower speaks of new perspectives and leads us to explore inner wisdoms which may have been a little hard to find in the past. Empowerment may come from new insights. Regaining control of situations is also very much indicated. Your destiny is in strong focus as well. So what is it that is going on right now that may help or hinder your path? The sensual aspects of relationships are highlighted, so it's a wonderful time to explore, have fun, and enjoy yourself. A time to celebrate the radiance of your being. Sensitivities are also running a little high, so look to ways to ground your emotions or step back and let them run their course. Challenges you may face include losing perspective, not following your own purpose, and giving away your power. Yes, okay, so giving away your power is definitely something I want you to watch out for in the next 90 days. But I really like this message because just talking about like new perspectives, looking within, trying to understand what is it within you that makes you happy and makes you excited to go to work and everything. Like gaining that perspective that maybe you haven't spent that much time considering before. Maybe you always felt that this career was right for you, but you've never thought about like what part of it makes it right for you, what part of it makes you excited about it. And if you are now questioning that, it can be really destabilizing because you've never considered anything else. So yeah, just understanding what it is you love and how that can help you on your journey is going to be really great for you in the next 90 days. And I considered taking 2 cards, but I just want 1 card. I want one really straight-lined message for this group. Starseed. What lights you up? Yes, okay. So again, just learning, what makes you tick, what makes you so excited to go to work. And if the answer is nothing, well, then that's valuable information for you to have. Or if the answer is, I really like this one part of my job, but I hate this other part of my job, that's also good information to have. Maybe you can't have your job without the thing that you hate, but that doesn't mean that you can't address it and kind of come to terms in it in a way, or try to make it better for yourself in some way. You have to kind of suss out the problem before you can do anything to try to fix it. So I'm also going to read the book's interpretation of this card, just because, I don't know, this book always has the best and most relevant interpretations of their cards, so I always like reading the book's interpretations. Okay, so starseeds are souls with a double mission: to raise their own consciousness and the consciousness of the planet. They are old souls who have incarnated elsewhere beyond this planet. Many starseeds arrive with a feeling that time is running out and there is something they came here to do or create or contribute. If you pulled this card, it is to confirm that you are a starseed and you are being encouraged to answer the call, to follow what lights you up. Once awake, most starseed souls find it hard to have meaningless conversations, jobs, and relationships. They innately know that there is so much more to life and feel that there is something more and get to work. They remain restless until they step into their calling, which is to light up the world with their unique presence. Starseeds are scattered all over the planet, in hospitals and schools, in slums and mansions, on stages and in edit suites, in parks and nightclubs, in taxis and theme parks. Many starseeds spend parts of their life trying to fit in or in some form of spiritual closet. If you're dimming your light to fit in, it is time that you stop and start embracing the unique light that came here to share, and treat your time on Earth like a glorious vacation. Okay, so that is a beautiful message for you, Group 1. And I think it definitely speaks to if you're struggling right now to figure out what it is that makes you happy and what will make your job feel less meaningless. That is something that a lot of people experience. And it's not because you got the Starseed card, it's not surprising that you would be feeling that, but you just have to start searching for what really makes your soul light up, and that will help you so much on this journey and will make everything so much easier for you. So yeah, these cards, they're really great, Group 1. I think you're just struggling to figure out where you fit in the workforce right now, but a lot of people are struggling with that right now, so you don't need to feel like you're behind or you're missing out on something. And oh my gosh, perfect. Okay, well, we got 2, and I'll take them. I'll take these 2. Okay, so we got prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. And then we also got look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. And I really like these messages for you, Group 1. Because I think you're focusing too much on the small things of I don't like this and therefore the whole job is bad for me, or I can't do this so I can't do that entire job, things like that. I think you might be focusing a lot on the really small details, and the world is just no, look at the bigger picture. What really encourages you, what makes you feel inspired, and that is what you're supposed to be moving towards right now. And then also with prosperity lies ahead, I mean, you're on the right path. You're going to find it. I think you're really close to finding, that one thing that really makes you feel very good. It's very encouraging signs here for your future career, but you just have to take a couple more steps and kind of figure out what exactly it is that is making you so excited and just eager to learn in this situation. So yeah, a lot of really great information here. I think the next 90 days of your career are going to be kind of revolutionary in the way that you might not notice it, but you're definitely going to be focusing on what is it that makes you happy at this career and what can you do to improve that relationship you have with your career. So definitely spend these next 90 days soul searching and deciding what is best for you. There's so much goodness coming for you, and yeah, group 1, I'm very happy with this reading. I think you guys have some great stuff heading your way, even if it feels like nothing's happening for you, or you're kind of just stuck in the same old. I think a lot internally is happening for you that's going to affect your career. So thank you for joining me for this reading. I hope that it was helpful. I hope that you enjoyed it and it gave you some information that resonates. Like always, take what made sense to you and leave what doesn't. This is a collective reading, so it's not going to apply, like every single thing is not going to apply to every single person, but I do hope that this reading was helpful to you and that you enjoyed it. And I will see you next time, group 1. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I love knowing what piles you guys picked and everything, so yeah, let me know. And I'll see you next week. Bye. Okay, hello group 2. If you focus on the labradorite, this is the reading for you. So we're just going to get a little look into what is coming for you in your career in the next 90 days. We'll be looking at tarot cards, and I've got a bunch of oracle decks that we'll pull from, so should give us a pretty good look at what's coming. As always, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I guess I'll leave that one out there too. You guys got an extra tarot card. But yeah, if something doesn't feel like it applies to you, that probably applies to someone else who's watching this reading, so don't get too hung up on all the details. Okay. So, group 2, lots of very interesting cards happening here. lots of very interesting messages. So, let's start with the first card that fell, this King of Swords in reverse. With the King of Swords in reverse, I feel like currently in your career, you're feeling a little unsure about how you're doing and your expertise and all of that. You might be dealing with some imposter syndrome. I think you're feeling maybe a little out of place in your current career, and yeah, I think let's look at the other cards before I give a definite answer on what type of energy this King of Swords is talking about, because it could be either you're looking to switch jobs because you just are not feeling comfortable in this current situation at all, or it could be that you love your current job, you just don't know how to get comfortable at it and feel confident enough to continue to do it in the way that you want to. So with the 9 of Wands, okay, yeah, I'm getting more of the vibe of you like this job, you just don't know how to make it work for you yet. You don't know how to show your expertise in this specific area yet. You're very stubborn and you're very stuck on your ideas in this job with the 9 of Wands. I feel like you're very passionate about this job. You just do not know how to direct that passion for this particular career. With the Page of Wands, I'm seeing the Page of Wands and the Fool and the Page of Swords. You got a lot of new energy here, and so that can either be a new job, or I'm seeing it more as, letting go of this idea that you need to be perfect at your job, because I feel like that is holding you back right now. You're having a lot of issues coming to terms with the fact that you're not maybe as good at the job as you thought maybe you would be, or you want to be, or anything. So I'm seeing a lot of new energy in these 3 cards, and so let's talk about them. With the Page of Wands, there's a lot of new creativity happening in your job. Start looking at it like a beginner again, honestly. Or if you are still a beginner, don't shy away from that fact. Don't be ashamed of that fact. Everyone was a beginner at some point, and the great thing about being new at something and learning something from the ground up is that you are able to bring this whole new perspective to it. that other people don't have anymore. And this is like the only time in your life you get to have this beginner's perspective. And so don't look at it as like a burden, because it can be such a meaningful and positive thing for your career. It can really help you kind of jump in. And yeah, sometimes you might have ideas that won't necessarily work, or that will like be dumb or whatever, but that doesn't mean that that's not like a reflection on how you are completely as an entire worker. There are so many levels to it, so you don't need to worry about like one bad idea. You have to have bad ideas. You're a beginner. Like, you have to have that energy. And if you've been working in this field for a while and you just like are struggling finding that energy again, don't be afraid to put yourself out there and make mistakes right now. I think that will really help you, because I feel like you're really stubborn and you're really afraid of mistakes right now in your career. And the cards are telling you, like, don't worry about that, because you need to dig into the youthful energy more, which is shown with the Fool card. You just need to go, and you're gonna be naive, and you're gonna get stuff wrong, and you're gonna look back and be like, wow, that was really dumb, why did I do that? But that doesn't mean that it's a waste of time, and it doesn't mean that you aren't gaining anything from that experience. The Fool card really invites us to like really embrace, like, yep, I have no idea what's going on, but I am so excited to try anyway. And that is the energy you need to be bringing to your career, whether you're a beginner or you've been here forever. You just need to reignite that young idealism about your job and really start digging into, you know what, we do it this way, but maybe we should do it that way. And maybe you'll find out that you can't do it that way, but that doesn't like mean that was invaluable time. And then our last young card here, we have the Page of Swords. So along with, you may not have fully fleshed out. I feel like King of Swords in reverse, Page of Swords upright. I feel like that's kind of a similar feeling for this group of like you're equating this kind of negative connotation of the King of Swords in reverse. You're equating that to the Page of Swords, and the cards are like, no, like that's kind of the issue, is that you feel like the King of Swords in reverse, and you feel like it makes you very inexperienced and like unable to rise to the challenges. But like that's the great thing about the Page of Swords, is that yeah, they may not have the most experience, but they're ready to rise to the challenge anyway. Also with the Page of Swords, you may be getting some kind of incoming message, really big news about your career in the next 3 months. So I think a lot is really happening for this group. There's a lot of cards to indicate you might be getting a new job, if that is something that you have been looking for, or maybe a new position. And you might be clinging on to your current one because you're not sure how you will be able to perform in a new position. You might be overthinking that aspect of it, but everything I'm seeing here is, if you dig into, what makes you really happy at your job, if you dig into that younger, just like youthful joy at like doing something that you're passionate about, then this will be a really good move for you, and that information and news is coming. You have to just be able to receive it and accept it when it comes in. Like, don't try to push it away just because it isn't exactly what you thought you wanted. The universe is going to be giving you something right now that is meant for you. So, and then Temperance. Of all the major arcana cards that could have fell with this reading, I'm really glad you guys got Temperance, because it really does speak to a balance of being youthful and also being a master at your craft. I think you have a little bit too much of the I want to be perfect and I want to be all-knowing and I want everyone to look up to me. A little bit too much of that in your career right now, and you need to go back to I want to be inventive, I want to be creative, I want to think of the things that nobody else will think of. And so it's just finding those, like, that energy again. It's just reminding you that a balance between those two energies are going to really help you in this journey. Don't try to like completely switch over to this youthful energy. I think you're getting a lot of messages about it because you don't have any of it right now, but don't take this as like you need to drop everything you're doing and switch to this, because that will not work either. You have to find a way to mesh the two personalities in you to make something that is viable for your career. So yes, just like a lot of probably fresh starts coming in the next 90 days. And if you're feeling a little inadequate or like you don't know what you're doing, that's okay. You're where you're supposed to be. You're going to be getting the messages you're supposed to be getting. Just be open to receiving them, and don't be afraid to kind of basically, words that came to my mind were, don't be afraid to look stupid. Like, it's fine. Everybody does. From now and then, I think you're too worried about that right now to really make any headway in this situation. So next we're going to pull an affirmation card for your group 2. Okay. You got, I am attraction. Okay. Like a magnet, what I put out in the world, I get back. If I lead with negativity, I receive negativity. If I lead with positivity, I receive positivity. Therefore, I choose to lead with positively. I am attraction. Okay, so I really like this card for your group because I think, again, this is talking about the King of Swords in reverse, this 9 of Wands energy of, you know, if you convince yourself that you aren't creative, you convince yourself that you can't do something, or that it's like the worst thing in the world to be wrong, and like all this stuff, it will come true. You are attracting that energy. So what you need to do instead is attract this very youthful, positive energy along with your career, and you'll notice like leaps and bounds better than what you have currently been experiencing in your career. So yes, I really like that message for you. Oh my gosh, the cards are just falling out so quickly for you guys. The universe really knows what message it wants to give you, group 2. Okay, so you got, don't dim to fit in. Oh my gosh, how are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Yes, okay, so this is literally going back to all of this youthful energy. Like, don't be afraid. What is it? Like, don't be afraid to look stupid. You probably won't, first of all. Like, you probably won't. Everybody's probably going to be like, wow, I didn't even know you had that in you. It's so great to see that side of you. But more than that, you know, you aren't going to stand out or bring something new to the table if you aren't willing to stand out, if you aren't willing to be different. And that means, you know, not letting yourself change yourself just for the approval of others. I mean, even in a career space, it's hard to convince yourself not to do that, but bring your whole self to the table at your career. You know, you don't need to leave parts of you behind. Every part of you is what makes you so good at your job. So why are you leaving parts of that behind? You're not being efficient about the situation. But I'm also going to read from the book about this card, just because the book has some really great extra messages to give you always. Okay, so this says, don't dim your light to accommodate someone else's smallness. We are all born to shine big and bright. The universe is expanding, and you are part of the universe, so expanding is part of your nature. If someone makes you want to retract, notice, and slowly back away. They are not for you, and you are not for them. Better yet, find it within yourself to expand and shine your light away. Flowers don't open and close according to who is walking by. They open and show their beauty regardless. If others don't want to be around you or you make them uncomfortable, it's because you are shining light on the fact that they are dimming to fit in. By choosing to shine bright, you may just inspire them to turn on their light too. Or not. Keep your light on anyway. All relationships are essentially an energetic agreement. The moment one person decides to start rising up and allowing their light to shine, It changes the energetic agreement and can create some waves. That's completely normal. The relationships that are meant to last will adapt to the change in energy. Others won't because they were likely born under the proviso of I love you as long as you don't shine brighter than me. That's okay. Not all people are meant to be in your life forever, but the lessons they teach us can still live on. I love that, and I think that message was especially good for people who, you know, if you are in a current work situation that you feel very stifled in, and like you maybe don't fit in and you're kind of wondering like, what is this work situation? You know, be bolder and like really let your ideas flow. And if they constantly get shut down, or if you feel even more stifled, that's really good information for you to have and to consider about this job and whether it's making you happy or not, and whether it's fulfilling your life purpose or not. I'm gonna do a flower card now. Okay. Opportunity. Night blooming jasmine. Okay. You know, the more and more of these cards that come out, I'm feeling like a lot of you might be getting a different job. You might be getting fed up with the current situation you're in, and so you're going to be going towards new opportunities in your life. So that's very exciting. If that is your situation, I definitely feel like there are other opportunities out there for you, so I wouldn't necessarily be afraid of trying something else, trying to go for something else if you're unhappy in your current situation, especially if you're dimming your light in your current situation and just like you need to get to a better place, essentially. Okay, but I'm going to read from the book on this one too. So, an opportunity is being presented, but perseverance and a bit more hard work are required. Don't give up. It's a good indication to apply for positions and projects, to ask for things you want and sign contracts and make agreements. The energy should be favorable for these. Your endurance will be tested, and the chance may arise to extend and grow in ways that may not have been possible before. Greater emotional strength is required, so don't let yourself get carried away too quickly with any feelings you experience in the first instance. Night blooming jasmine signifies that we have overlooked those close to us, their skills, positive attributes, and personal wisdom. Be careful you're not seeking greener pastures while neglecting your own valuable garden or treasures. Okay, I think that was, every word of that was like really great career advice for you, group 2. So yeah, just because one of the main reminders I want to touch on with this card is if you are going for a new position, don't think that just because that position has flaws as well, or you have to like work really hard for it, or like any of that stuff, that it's not worth it or it's not working. You are going to the place that you need to be, and it's not going to be like a cakewalk. So just because there's other obstacles in the way as well, doesn't mean that you're not supposed to be there. Don't read into that part of it too much. And then just focusing on like what makes you happy. Don't focus on maybe like what job is better objectively. You have to look at what is good for you objectively. And then we have Moonology. Fiery climax approaches. Okay. Yeah, I think a lot of you, not a lot of you, but I definitely think a fair number of you are maybe leaving your current job, or finally addressing some things, or in your current job. This could also be referring to like you're finally gonna be yourself at your job, and that might rock some waters, but it'll end up fine. It's a couple different ways this card could go, but yeah, I think some of you definitely finding a new opportunity and leaving your current career option is going to be the best option for you. I'm actually going to get one more Moonology just because I feel like it. But yeah, with that full moon in Aries, I think it's going to be a very exciting next 3 months for you. Group 2, I'm not seeing it as a tumultuous next few months. I definitely think there will be a lot of change, but I think it'll be very welcome change from you. So I'm not super worried about the change per se. I think you have yourself in good hands. You just have to learn how to trust yourself a little more. Oh my gosh, there's so many cards falling, but I just need one. Okay, okay. Straight into the trash can. Okay. It says, work through your fears. Yes. Okay, I'm so glad I pulled the second card because I love ending on this message for you. I think with everything I've been talking about, this reading might have been a little scary for you, Group 2. But what I was just saying, like, it doesn't feel scary. It doesn't feel like a scary energy to me. It feels like a very natural energy. I think it's going to be a very, just like, not slow, but like, you'll know it when you feel it. It's not going to be this like huge light bulb moment change. It's just going to be some things lead to another, and then now you found this new opportunity, you're changing jobs. Like, it's not going to be this huge thing. Like, take the weight off. It's okay. You don't need to worry about like this huge thing. But you have to advocate for yourself in these next 3 months, and so much will come from it. You are attracting what you're putting out there. So if you advocate for yourself, you're going to attract a position that will like advocate for you as well. So yeah, there's just so much here about like, stop stifling yourself in your career. Like, find a way to really expand in this career setting. So Group 2, I hope that this reading was helpful, and I hope that you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed reading for you. If you like this reading, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Feel free to comment that you picked this pile. I love to see like what piles everybody picked and like if it resonated. So yeah, thank you for letting me read for you today, and I will see you next time. Alright, hello Group 3. We are finally to your reading for the career for the next 90 days. So if you focused on this beautiful little moonstone, then this is your reading. So we're going to shuffle on screen today. We'll have tarot cards, and then I also have a bunch of oracle decks we'll be pulling from, so I'm hoping to get some really specific messages for your career. The last 2 groups had some pretty great things to say, so I'm excited to see what your group says. Oh wow, okay, so we just got all 5 of our cards in one go. Okay, Group 3. Very interesting. Especially like they all fell out in one clump, so this is probably a pretty synchronized message here. So let's take a look. Starting with the Knight of Cups. I think in the next 90 days, your career, you're going to be moving towards something that you feel very passionate about. And you're also going to be moving towards something that's very practical. We have 2 knights here. Knight of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. Also, we have King of Cups here as well, which means I think every reading has had a king fall, which is very interesting. It tells me that a lot of people want to become masters of their trade right now, or maybe are, but doubt their abilities. I think there's a lot of imposter syndrome and just discontent in careers in general right now. That's a feeling I've been getting from the reading, so it's very interesting. But anyways, back to this Knight of Cups. There would definitely be a lot of movement in your career going forward. Group 2, I felt like could definitely be a new opportunity, and Group 1, I felt like was maybe more of their, like, emboldening their current. This group really feels like it could go either way, with either working on your current career or just completely going to something new. Whatever you have been thinking about, whatever your current situation is, that is definitely what these cards are confirming for you. Because this is a general reading, it's kind of talking to, it has to kind of stay broad enough to talk to everyone, but this is a very movement oriented reading for you, group 3. So whatever movement means for you in your career right now, whether it's a promotion, a different position, just being recognized more for the work you're doing, or a completely new job in general, whatever that means to you, that movement is coming in the next 3 months. You're going to be more passionate about your work after these 3 months. You're going to basically, okay, like all these cards go so well together. I just want to talk about them all at once. I can't do them separately. So with the 2 of Cups, the next 3 months, you're going to find just like, if a job, like, we're a soulmate, you're going to find something pretty close to that. You're going to find a job that just feels like the perfect fit for you, or you're going to make your current job feel like the perfect fit for you. There's something coming that is going to just feel so right for you, group 3, which is so exciting. It's also going to bring you stability, and yeah, you're just going to be like so passionate about this. I'm so excited for you, group 3. If you chose this pile, there's like a lot of great stuff coming for you. I will say with the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles, they are the slowest moving of the Knights, so don't get frustrated if, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this even goes out of the bounds of the next 3 months. I would definitely say a lot of the groundwork is at the very least getting laid in the next 3 months, but this could take some time, but it's definitely coming for you. So don't get discouraged. And I feel like you might be prone to getting discouraged with this 5 of Swords here. Don't pick like silly battles, and don't put yourself out there in a way that you'll get burned. With the 5 of Swords, just know that there are some fights that aren't worth winning. You know, sometimes, you know, when you're like, I know I'm right, and I'm gonna like, I don't care what it takes, I'm gonna prove that I'm right. And then you like get to the end and you're like, wow, I kind of feel shitty now. That's kind of the energy with the 5 of Swords. So this is just warning you that while you're on this journey, don't become so impatient that you are letting go of your morals and letting go of like how you want to treat people. Always keep that in mind. And then with the King of Cups in reverse, I think this is referring back to this Knight of Cups and 2 of Cups. You had a lot of cups, group 3, which could mean a lot of different things. The first thing that came to my mind is you might have a water sign or a planet that is ruled by water in your 6th house, because 6th house is all about, in your 6th house or your 10th house, 11th house. 11th house is your career, I'm pretty sure. So, but I was thinking 6th house originally because your 6th house is your work, not necessarily your career, but like the job you do day to day that you just have to do. You know, it might not be like the thing you're most passionate about, but it is your job and you do have to do it every single day. And people with a strong water related placement in the 6th house often have trouble doing work that they are not super passionate about. So I don't know, maybe give your birth chart a check there, group 3. I'd be interested to know if you guys have a strong water placement like that in your 6th house. But anyways, with this King of Cups in reverse, I think you are really doubting how you emotionally handle this job. Maybe you have to deal with criticism a lot and it sucks. Or, I mean, it could be a multitude of things. Or maybe you let your anger get the best of you. Or maybe you're just not passionate about it. There's like so many reasons that the King of Cups could be in reverse, but that signals to me is you are not feeling as confident as you should be at your job. Especially like if the King of Cups fell, I would be inclined to say that you do have King of Cups energy at your job. Everybody else sees it, but with it being in reverse, I feel like you're the only one who doesn't, and that could be really interfering with your progress and your ability at your job and your ability to see maybe how great of a job it is for you. Or maybe you're just not passionate about it in general and you just feel like maybe everyone feels this way, and so you aren't actively seeking out a way to make this better for you. So yeah, I'm seeing just like I think you're done. In the next 3 months, you're going to put to rest, working something that you don't enjoy, and you're going to seriously make grand strides towards something that is really going to feed your soul and make you feel so much better and not as crazy and just drained all the time. I'm seeing a lot of good indications that there is going to be great positive movement for you in the next 3 months, group 3, and so exciting. So yeah, don't lose sight of your goals. And I'm honestly, I don't really have any worries for you, group 3, as long as you're not getting petty. Essentially, you should be fine because you have this great balance of emotional and practical here. Like if you had one without the other, I'd be a little worried that you were going to sacrifice one thing or another, but I think you're being very driven from like a very, very smart place right now, and I think it's really going to pay off for you. So we're going to pull some oracle cards here. I have these affirmation cards that we're going to start with. Oh, okay. This one wants to come out. Okay. This says, I am worry-free. I release worry over things I cannot control. Instead, I choose to focus on things that are pleasing to me. When I release worry, I allow room for solutions to enter my life. I am worry-free. Oh, that's okay. That's such a great card for you, group 3. I think it mostly correlates to this 5 of Swords of, I think you might be overthinking some things and trying to overcompensate by controlling them. And this is just telling you, like, you don't need to overthink those things. You're on the right path and the right things are coming towards you. You don't need to just go off and do stuff that you'll regret. It's not required in this situation. Just trust the path you're on and trust your intuition and your emotions around this topic right now, and you'll be fine. You don't need to do all this extra stuff right now because it's coming from the right place, this movement, and so you don't have to worry about getting stuck into something that you don't necessarily want right now. Okay. Yeah, I was expecting kind of, I don't know, that was just like a very straightforward message for you, group 3. Don't have a lot more to say on that. Okay, we are getting a lot of cards right now, and I don't want them all, so I'll put it back in. So this will be a flower card. Here we go. And we've got acceptance. Okay. I will also read from the book on this card, but I'm going to just read it intuitively first. So I think this card is mostly just talking about acceptance, like the first thing that came to my mind is accepting that you need change. You may not actively be looking for it right now, but that doesn't mean that you don't need it. I really do sense that you are kind of unhappy or not confident in your current situation, and so just accepting and acknowledging that you need the change is going to be your first step to really becoming just like flourishing in your career. You know, you need to like acknowledge that the need is there before you can really move anywhere. Okay. So I'm just going to read the passage from the book now. By making peace now with what you may find unchangeable, you could find a new way forward. Evening Primrose indicates that emotional support is needed and offered. Often when we feel held in this space, we will naturally improve our outlook considerably. Your commitment to a project, idea, or relationship will be required. This energy also aligns with parental relationships, which may be tested at present. This flower helps immensely with family relationships and can send a message that things are improving, but you also need to set firm boundaries to protect yourself. You could be facing rejection soon and are reminded that it is not you who is being rejected, but rather something that you are doing or connected with. This is the time to work on what you really want to invest your emotions in. Yes, okay, so yeah, I like that message for you, especially the line that really stuck out to me is accepting help from others. I feel like with the 5 of Swords and the King of Cups energy, you might feel kind of cut off from other people right now or uncomfortable asking for help or advice. And this card is telling you definitely let that energy in when it comes to you, because it will, because you have people in your life who do care about you. So don't cut yourself off from that energy, because it's really important for you to be able to like dive into it. I don't know. So yeah, just be open to the energy around you. I think it goes along with this worry-free. You have to be open to the solutions for them to come to you. So yeah, just stay open. And oh my gosh, okay, so 2 just like flew out. I don't even know if that was on screen, but I was shuffling for the next deck and 2 just flew out. And I just fixed these cards for 4, and now we're going back to 5. Okay, so let's see what we got here. First card we got is Protection. Call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. And then we also have Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So it's really interesting that these 2 cards fell together, because this one says cut the cords and this one is unbound. So they really do correlate a lot to each other. I really like that. Again, I'll read these intuitively, but I'm also going to read from the book, because especially this book for these cards, some fantastic messages. I've been reading them for all the groups so far. So, with Protection, I think that goes along with the Acceptance card was talking about making sure you have boundaries set for where you're going. And like I said before, I'm not really necessarily worried about that for you, Group 3. I feel like you're very balanced in where you're coming from, so I feel like you probably do have good boundaries already, but this is just reminding you that it's important to use them. And then in Unbound, again, I think this is referencing the change that needs to come, even if it kind of worries you a little bit. It's just signals to me once again that there is like a really great change coming for you. It's so exciting to me, maybe a little terrifying to you, I don't know, but it's exciting to me for this career reading. So I will read the book cards for these. Sorry, these cards are not in this book. They're not in alphabetical order. So this is just Okay, so I found protection. So let me read that one quick. You're being called to protect your energy and call back your power. May all the lost pieces return home now. Take a look at who and what drains your energy. Do not keep your tabs open. Shut down energetically each night. Energetic cords are formed between people, places, objects, and events, so it's important to keep checking in. Your energy and energetic spaces are sacred, so treat them as such. Keeping your energy clear takes work. As we go through life, we can give away our power, so it is important that we call it back by cutting energetic cords or doing a form of healing known as soul retrieval. Can you think of a traumatic event, relationship, or soul memory that you are being called to call back your power from? Check into your body now and see what chakra feels like it needs a bit of energetic cleanup. Okay, so this is definitely talking about just like revamping this whole thing. I think it's really referencing like the energetic blockage of this card being in reverse and just taking the time to protect yourself from that ever happening again. Like this change, even though it may feel scary, like it is happening for a reason. It is happening to protect you. And then Unbound, here we have, it is time to release old soul stories that have been playing out in your life. They are coming up to be healed. There has never been a safer time to clear these patterns than right now. Take a look at patterns in your life that you are ready to release, ancient vows and contracts that your soul made that have an expiry date. It could be a vow of silence or chastity or poverty. It is time to unwind from them. This is the life in which you free yourself from the trauma of lives past. What old ways of being have an expiry date? When you name them, you claim them and they stop holding power over you. When acknowledging these old patterns, it is also important to acknowledge how they have served you up until now. For example, a soul pattern of playing small, caused by soul fear of being seen or sharing your voice, would have served you by keeping you safe. In order to grow, you now need to soften by receiving and calling in support. It is time to unbind the old ways of being that are no longer sustainable. Oh my gosh, I love that. So these cards are just like wrapping you in a soft hug and being like, it's okay, it's time for you to grow. It's time for you to really flourish in this world, and you don't need to be scared of it, but it will be outside your comfort zone. I like that this card also talked about what this card did about accepting and help. It's okay to accept help right now. You need it. It's fine. Take it. I really love that. And it really reaffirms that you are where you're meant to be right now. Even if you haven't really been seeing a change coming for your career, the universe put you in this situation right now for a reason. And it's for your good. So we have one more card to pull. Oh, and there it is. And it is communication is key. Okay. So for communication is key, I feel called to read from the book for this one too. I'm sorry, I'm reading from the book so much for you guys, but I'm just feeling just being more in touch with yourself and also reaching out to other people is going to be such a huge thing for you in the next 3 months. So definitely do not hesitate to do that, even if you feel a little weird about doing it. But let me read just the first little blurb for this card. A successful relationship usually comes down to one thing, communication, and the new moon in Gemini card is all about start of a new cycle for communicating with the person at the center of your question. Taking things through is the answer to taking things. Talking things through is the answer to whatever it is you're asking about. If you can't talk to that person, you can journal about it to yourself. Emails, text messages, and all other forms of communication will also help you now. If the issue you're asking about concerns a sibling or neighbor, there's a new start coming, a time to wipe the slate clean and start over. This card could also suggest you've been too frivolous lately and need to get grounded again, but most importantly, drawing this card emphasizes the need to communicate. Okay, yeah, so I think this is talking about like your successful relationship with your job. Like you have to be willing to communicate with others, and you have to be willing to communicate about your job with others. So just becoming a little more open about what it is you do and what you want to do will help you so much. Okay, group 3. That's your reading. I really hope that it was helpful and that it resonated for you. I really enjoyed doing this reading for you. If you liked it, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Feel free to comment that you picked this pile, and like if it resonated with you. I love seeing who picked what piles and how it all works out. I'm always so curious. So feel free to do that down below, and I will see you next week. Thanks. Bye.